Hello guys, welcome to the part 2 of the video. Today I managed to overclock the processor. I'm going to show the settings, but first we're gonna try to focus on the CPU-Z and see how the frequency. The voltages for the CPU for the Athlon X2 245 right now is instead of the base clock of 3 GHz we have the 3.7 GHz. In the BIOS it is exactly 3.7. In here in CPU-Z just 3.624 MHz. The multiplier is set to 14.5. The bus speed to 250 and the hyperthreading at 2.4. So in this way we're having the 3.7 healthy. The temps looks very nice in hardware monitoring. Right here we have in the left side we have the DDR2. These are the timings 65515. I did try to set it to 55515, but the motherboard always change it back. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to tweak some of the other settings. Also the BIOS barry, the SEER 2032 must be changed because every time I'm shutting down the computer, it actually is resetting all the settings that it has. That I made in BIOS. Yeah, so in Windows 10 is running the processor is running fine so far. I just combined I just removed the graphics card that I had, the 5770, and right now is running the R9280X. I didn't tell you about the. I actually fixed my R9280X. It actually cost me 65 euros to make the rebuilding for the GPU, and right now is in fully working condition. Right here I have the GPU-Z and we have the Tahiti GPU, and is in fully working condition. Yeah, I'm going to show you the messy thing that I made because I'm going to explain further in depth. What you can see right here is pretty bad. So I had to use the 2 power supply. The one that you see right here is actually is doing the 20 plus 2 pin right here, and the 4 pin for the CPU, and also it goes for the hard drive, the Western Digital 500 gigabytes right here. I'm going to show you closer. So one power supply is acting for the system, is working for the system, for the CPU and the hard drive, and the other is working with the Molex adapter for the 750 watts, I forgot, the Delta incorporated, because it has something weak inside, and that's why it's not working properly. So if I try this combination using one power supply, the video card will not start. I mean, it actually starts, but when you try to running the stress tests, it will crash, because this one here, the R9280X, is very power hungry, so you need a very stable power supply. Mine, it has something weak inside, and I'm not sure why exactly, but it's not worth it actually repairing it, you know. So right now the first power supply goes for the system, for the CPU and the motherboard, and the second is for the graphics card. I also hooked up the SSD that is located right here. Do not try this at home, just like I did right here, to putting the hard drives on top of the second power supply. Okay, so what is interesting about this motherboard, because I managed to overclock the system to 3.7, and from my experience is very good, and it also gets the very stable. Is this motherboard? I'm going to show you here, and then we're going to go to the BIOS so we can talk more about that. The GAM720, the Enforce NVIDIA US 3 version 1.0, it has an option in MIT features that are actually unlocking the processor. So if you're having the processor like Phenom 2 550 or 555, this motherboard can actually unlock the 2 dorming cores of the CPU. So in this case, if you have a dual core and with 2 core disabled, because actually that's what it is. It's actually a quad core with 2 dorming core actually disabled. You're actually getting the quad core using this motherboard. So from here, we're going exactly into the BIOS so we can talk more about it. Okay, so we're going to restart the system. I already installed the updates that they were available on the internet for the Windows 10, and it does work with no problems. I also made the motherboard. There is an option in the BIOS that you can wake up your system. You can turn on your system actually, not wake up. Right here. And what I have to do is just pressing one key on the keyboard, and actually the system actually turns on without using the power switch button, because I don't have it right here. So all I have to do is just turn from here and then starting the second power supply from this button. Okay. So in the BIOS, in the MB Intelligent Tweaker MIT, we're going to have this option. So we have, if we set to auto, of course, this processor, I tried all these settings right here, all cores, and nothing per core, nothing. You can also increase from here how the other 2 cores actually to be fully utilized. You see, we have from 2% to 16%, no, 12%, pardon. And you can actually set it from here. But since this processor doesn't have the other 2 cores, you can actually do nothing. So yeah, there was also a YouTuber, I do remember, like 7 years ago or maybe more, who actually had this combination, but his motherboard, he was using the GAMA 7720 UD3. He also had the, if I remember correct, the chipset that he has with the AMD, and he was using the DDR3 1333, and he actually managed to unlock his processor in the 2 dorming cores of the Phenom 2 550. So you can make an idea. Yeah. So this is the option that I wanted to show you. This is the NVIDIA core calibration. And from here, these are my settings for the CPU actually to be working fine. You see, I set the frontside bus to 250, the hyperthreading link, the frequency 2 GHz, the multiplier set it to 14.5, and actually I'm getting the speed that is 3.7 GHz. And also the DRAM frequency is set to here. You can actually go to the manual. Here, this is the option that I wanted to make, but it actually doesn't hold. I'm not sure why. And also the memory, actually you can set it to be unganged or ganged. I tried to ganged, but it doesn't feel anything, so it's best to leave it unganged. Okay. The frequency of the memory is 833 for DDR2. And these are the specs, yeah. So I'm quite happy for this motherboard, because I have the opportunity to actually test this motherboard. And I didn't actually knew that the Enforce motherboard is actually working so fine, and actually obtaining the very high overclocking. Yeah. So what I want to tell you next is this fan is very important, because also for the hard drives, because when they do heavy, heavy workloads, it's important that to be ventilated properly. And also for the chipset of the motherboard right here, the Enforce also requires the proper cooling. So if you don't have a proper case for actually cooling this chipset in Enforce, probably is not going to be fine for her anyway. Okay, so I'm getting an error exactly. I'm not sure why. Is it the error? It's warning in the system. Warning, and now your system is disabled. Please resetting CPU frequency in CMOS. Anyway, but I really don't need to do that. It probably is because if the battery of the BIOS that is weakened. So yeah, let's try to save the setting once again. Oh, and I want to show you step by step how the options are for the motherboard, because I was forgot. The also has the cooling quiet support. You can enable all disabled, but in my case, since it's using the overclocking, it's not recommended to actually enable this feature. The virtualization, I'm not using the virtual machines or anything like that. The hardware priority Kingston for the 120 gig, and the second is the Western Digital, that is 500 gigabyte. The smart capability, and the logo, of course, disabled. It actually delays the system to post. The peripherals, we have, I do have the this AHCI enabled, because otherwise it's going to be used by the IDE. We can also make the rate if you want it. Okay, the power management. Here I made the computer actually start from one key. So if I want to start, you can also use the power button from the keyboard if you have the power button located right here. Or you can use the any key. So this is available for the Windows 98 for the keyboard who are actually using the power key for the Windows 98. And in my case, since I don't have actually a keyboard who actually does this kind of things, I can use the any key. So you set to any key. PNP, PCI, everything is in set to auto. And the PC health, we do have the current system. We have the 43 for the motherboard, and the CPU is 53 degrees. The speed fan is 2960 to almost 3000 RPM. Yeah. So yeah, this is the motherboard. That is very nice. The application and the browsing is not very pleasant, even with the 3.7 gigahertz. I did try browsing or surfing on the internet and searching for see how it actually works in general. But in today's standards is not enough actually to have the this combination of the two cores, and even if you have a powerful graphics card to actually make the system run, because the dual core is actually 2 cores is not is actually worse than I expected. In this combination, okay, I'm getting this error once again. I'm gonna have to reset the BIOS and remake the settings. Yeah. Anyway, in the third part of the video, I'm not gonna bore you with my problems here. In the third part of the video, I'm going to try some application and some benchmarking, so you can make an idea how the 2 cores and R92ADX actually works, which is of course is ridiculous. Anyway, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.